Welcome to London, Ontario, and great having you. And if somebody has a question right out the gate,
I want you to ask this question.
Fine, okay, I will.
Do your job, man. Come on, let's go. Sit down.
My first question to you guys is, how surprised were you when you found out that X-Files was going to be rebooted temporarily, and that turned out to be 2 instances of? Were you, did you know, kind of, we could come back again and do this, or was it just kind of like, okay, after season 9, that was it? Like, you'd never...
Well, 13 years later, we would have thought that was it at the end of 9, but I mean, because of platforms like Netflix and showing the show and then finding out, meeting kids that are like 10 years old that are binge watching the show. It's so we're now like a 3rd generation of fans of the X-Files. So it's the fact that it maintained its popularity through all those years. I think that lent itself to them bringing the show back.
I was not surprised at all, and I'll tell you why I wasn't surprised. It's because of you. The fans kept telling me every time I kept going to these things, there's going to be a movie. There's going to be a 3rd movie. It was usually a movie we thought was going to happen. But there was so much talk that something was going to happen. I mean, I was delighted and unexpected. But yeah, I was not totally blindsided by it because the fans laid the groundwork for it.
Right on. Now, you're also, I brought it up earlier, but you're in American Horror Story 1984. You're in a couple of episodes, but it seems like once
an American Horror Story. He's a nice man. What are you?
That's my wife.
Usually, anybody that works with that crew usually comes back again. So hopefully, we'll.
We'll see. I did a couple episodes, and with Ryan Murphy, a lot of time you do see the same cast brought back for future episodes. So we'll see what happens with it. I don't know if they have any more plans for the character the rest of the season. But getting my foot in the door was nice to be able to do that.
Right on. Does anybody have a question at all? There's the microphone up there. I can walk over to you with this mic here, and then you can ask a question.
This is a very serious question, right?
Okay, first of all, I just have to say I am the biggest fan of you two. I saw you work in the X-Files. It was absolutely amazing. And actually, if you remember, I was the guy who said hi to both of you.
Recognize you.
I'm a really big fan of your work. This is a dream come true for me. So
thank you. That's very sweet of you to say.
Nice. So my question for you is, well, actually, I'm going to direct this one at William B. Davis. What was your favorite episode of The X-Files?
I used to say Talitha Kumi, which was season 4, I think. I've lost track now. Was it?
Yeah.
You guys know so much more about the show than we
do. But it was quite fun. It had a lot of nice things in it, including flirting with Mrs. Mulder and
you getting
setting the seeds for
you getting dragged against the wall by Fox and Mulder.
But I think ultimately my favorite episode was the opening episode of the 2nd reboot, which was kind of about my character, and I had that great speech at the beginning that. Well, the great speech that I memorized because I thought we were going to do it on camera, and then we ended up doing it off camera and doing it as a reading. But never mind, it was really fun.
He's not bitching.
Sorry, just one more question for you. About the season 10 opener, so you had a tracheotomy in the season 10 opener, but in season 11 it was gone. What was that about?
It's a dream.
Amazing things happen on the X-Files. You have to, should I try to find a good reason? I mean, it was really boring having to talk like this and pretend you couldn't talk properly and to do that. So I think we just thought, Somehow that got better. Somehow that got repaired. Some alien healing occurred. But yeah, it was going to be just
Well,
detrimental.
he was also hit in the face by a cruise missile, so.
Yeah, I survived that. So you know, look, you can survive that. You can survive a tracheotomy. Why not?
Guys, thank you so much for taking your questions. You are both acting legends, and it was a pleasure to get to talk to each of you, so thank you
That's
very
very
much.
sweet. Thank you.
I was going to say one of my favorite ones, I forgot what it was called, was the one when there were like bugs in trees for 500 years and the loggers cut down, they come out at night and kill people. I thought that was really awesome.
Darkness Falls?
Possibly,
I knew that. I didn't hear them say that. All that stuff.
Should have done a little research before.
No, it is. It's crazy. People come up and ask us questions, and you know the answers to them before, and we don't. So it's a little embarrassing. We'll make something up.
All right, I've got another question. What's the weirdest X-Files episode that you were involved in? Like when you watched it afterwards, you had the script, whatever, you're just like, whoa, this is the weirdest, like, and it takes a lot for weird to be on the X-Files, but the one that was like, okay, Home, I'm sure, is one of them. That was pretty crazy, but like, do you remember just going, what are we doing here? This
Fluke Man was that the name of the episode? Fluke Man. The host. Thank you. With the Fluke Man. That was I've been watching Darren Morgan, who's one of our best writers on the show, running around in that outfit. It was pretty hilarious.
Well, for me, the weirdest episode to do, this is more as an actor, was Musings of a Cigarette Smoking Man, because it was so bizarre, so unusual, so different from the storyline and narrative that we had been progressing through. Then how do you as an actor fit these things together? And I learned some interesting things about acting, because I learned that all you have to do as an actor is you have to have a backstory that works for what you have to do. And I used to think that you needed a backstory that worked for the character as a whole. But when I did Musings, I realized I only need a backstory for this particular scene, because it may not fit with another scene in the same episode. And then I just realized I only have to have a backstory for each shot. So long as I have a backstory for each shot, it looks like it all goes together. I don't know. If I disillusioned you all now,
I'm confused. One more question is, now, with, you guys work, like, you've done a couple of projects together, I know, so I don't know if you weren't on the same episode, but you did Supernatural, separate episodes, but I thought that was kind of cool there. And do you do a lot of, I know you do a lot of work out of Vancouver there, is that where you live and reside?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You're from the States, but you seem to do a lot of up here in Canada.
Well, there's right now there's like, from what I understand, I just got done shooting 2 episodes of Supergirl. And,
right on.
And it was a lot of fun. I had a great time. It was a great group of people to work with. But there's like over 40 productions shooting in Vancouver right now, from what I understand. And my daughter is in special effects makeup, and she's half Canadian, so she can work up here. So
Dual citizenship.
she's moving to Vancouver because she's. I mean, it's like I took her out to Toby Lindala, who did the special effects for us on the X-Files, and is doing special effects on almost everything in town right now in Vancouver. And so she got to go out and tour his shop, and he basically said, "Come on up, we'll get you to work." So very excited about that.
Okay.
Anybody have a question out there? Okay, we do have a live mic. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Thanks for coming to London, guys. It's great to see you. I kind of have 2 questions. First one being, do you believe? And second one being, how do you feel about the storming of Area 51? Are you guys on board with that?
I believe.
I don't believe.
Area 51, it's like, I don't know why are they doing that? I don't think they should. No, that's my opinion.
Attempt 1 was a fail anyway, so if they try to...
I don't even know what's going on there.
They're trying to storm Area 51 by getting a bunch of people together and to run like a cartoon character named Naruto, I believe, and which is hands behind your back, just running full force towards Area 51,
Good luck.
thinking that, because they could use lethal force, rubber bullets, whatever, so it didn't, I think they got a little scared and decided to have somewhat of a desert party is what it turned out to be.
Well,
And,
that's okay,
yeah.
But yeah, it's like rushing the place.
But it, in terms of believe, I've always been a skeptic in principle. I have a degree in philosophy from just down the road at the University of Toronto. So I'm always casting doubt, whatever it is. But it's a strange business of being an actor because people kind of assume that we do these things because we believe in them. And people, and I assume the A-list actors perhaps do. They go through a whole list of things and go, oh, I think I'll do that one. But there are some of us, oh, we got a part, let's go. It's about aliens? Oh my God. That's never gonna go, but anyway, let's try it anyway. So here we are in a show about alien abduction, and people would come up to me and assume that I believed in all these things. They'd give me the latest information on Area 51. They'd invite me out to skywalks and so on. Finally I would say, I don't really believe in this stuff. And they say, you don't? And I said, well, the onus is on you to prove that it exists. I can't prove that it doesn't exist. And so they said, oh, but we have proven that it exists. Oh. Well, to be honest, I didn't know what their proof was. So then I had to go and do a lot of research, which I did. And eventually got involved with an organization called CSICOP, Committee for Scientific Investigation of Claims of the Paranormal, which is now just called a Committee for Scientific Inquiry, but they would look at a lot of these things and really study them and reveal a lot of whatever science could produce in relation to these issues. So it was a pretty fascinating time, but I ended up still being a non-believer.
One of these days we're going to come into one of these things and you're going to blow my mind by saying that you changed your opinion on that. And I'm going to faint.
Well, that'd be good exercise, and you could come in saying, no, I've decided it's all bullshit.
Let's do that sometime. Let's do one of these and just completely switch her.
Okay,
We'll bullshit everybody.